FDA has granted full approval of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, making it now the first COVID vaccine to transition from emergency authorization status to full FDA approval. Once again, I want to bring in Stanford Health physician Dr. Alok Patel, along with our Ann Flaherty. She is our producer that covers all the federal agencies for us here at ABC News. Dr. Patel, I know that you've got to tend to patients, and you've been patient with us as we've been following the Pentagon briefing. Let me start with you and just tell us the impact you think this will have now, this final approval, and what exactly it means.
Well, Karen, to see more safety data. This is more safety data. This is month, which is more than that emergency status. It's over 340,000 cases. Also, the FDA revisited the manufacturing process. Looking at the myocarditis cases, I'm looking at pregnant women. This is a lot. I think it's going to make a big difference in terms of info, but also in terms of actually being able to mandate the vaccine and being able to make sure that people who are in certain corporations, universities, hospitals are required to get it, which will hopefully push more people to go and learn more. Also, this is enabling the activist market and directly message all those Americans out there who want to know more about this stuff.
Dr. Patel, we're having an issue actually with your mic. We're going to try and get that figured out because I know you have a lot of important things to say and we want to hear from you. So I'm going to come back to you if you don't mind while we work out the issue with your audio. Ann Flaherty, let me bring you in. And since it was sort of hard to make out what Dr. Patel was saying, why don't you go ahead first and give us your first reaction to the full approval here? And what does this indicate now for us moving forward?
Well, this is a huge day for science. I mean, we're going to see demand increase. We know that from polling, about 30% of people who are unvaccinated were waiting for precisely this moment. I think businesses and schools, we're going to start to see mandates to soar. We just saw the Pentagon announce they're going to mandate this vaccine for active duties for its service member personnel. We already know that school districts and businesses are requiring this. They've already had the authority to do this. This just gives them greater legal cover. So I think that, you know, on one hand, you have to celebrate where we are, how far they came, how much work they did. We just heard from the FDA that they've been working around the clock to get this done, to cross every T, dot every I. They are very, very proud of this right now.
All right, Ann, stay with us. Dr. Patel, I think we've got the audio issue fixed here. So I guess main question here, what does this tell us about safety? And how should this make an impact on folks that have been hesitant to get the Pfizer shot?
Karen, this makes a really big difference in terms of safety because now 6 weeks of safety data. There's over 340,000 pages reviewed. The FDA has had to revisit not only the safety but the entire manufacturing process. So anyone out there who's still saying this vaccine is experimental or there's not enough data, I want to wait and see, it was rushed, those concerns should be put to rest. But also what's important to note here is that this enables the FDA to now market the vaccine. And now to some people that might sound like a special interest or a money grab. What that also means is that there's targeted messaging and the FDA can now specifically address people. Because remember, there are a lot of people out there who are waiting to see a full FDA review process. But there's also people who are concerned about the safety and side effects and special groups out there, such as those who had myocarditis. That can all be addressed now. That's a very important thing. And as we just heard, it's also important that the FDA, this now enables this vaccine to be mandated in certain universities, schools, the federal government, hospitals, which should hopefully force people to go and get good information and learn more about how this vaccine really, truly is one of the safest and most life-saving shots we've ever had.
So how could this impact, Dr. Patel, other shots like the Moderna shot, also J&J?
Well, so Moderna is going to need a few more weeks to get the full FDA approval process. J&J also needs some more time, but this may enable booster shots to be FDA cleared as well, because the full FDA approval allows for those off-label uses, so doctors can prescribe a booster shot, but we still want to see the ACIP, the CDC's committee, the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, weigh on in the boosters later. But all in all, as we've seen all the media headlines this morning, this is good news regarding the safety and efficacy and should just put people a lot more at ease with regards to safety of this vaccine for those who are hesitant.
All right, and Anne, I understand it's been renamed. I'm going to give it my best shot. Well, no pun intended. My best shot here. The Pfizer vaccine is now going to be called the Comirnaty. Is that correct?
Comirnaty.
Comirnaty. Okay, so now we're going to see, I'm assuming, a whole branding campaign. And why name it?
Well, Pfizer is a company. It teamed up with BioNTech, and that's not the drug itself. So the drug itself is going to have to come up with a name. I think people are going to call it Pfizer for a long time. I do want to piggyback on something that Dr. Patel said I think is super interesting, is this idea of doctors prescribing it off-label as a booster. We heard the FDA address this. They seem to acknowledge that that's probably going to happen. It does raise some serious equity concerns. And the FDA says it would not be appropriate to give this vaccine off-label to kids before that safety and dosing data comes in. But the name is the name, and I think people are still going to call it Pfizer.
All right, Anne Flaherty, Dr. Alok Patel, appreciate you both for dialing in as we receive the breaking news. We'll continue, obviously, to follow more on this.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.